Cecilia hates, Josefina loves, all right? So if they link that to people and they know, they may remember. I'm not saying that they will remember. I'm not saying that if you follow all of this, they will be highly motivated the whole year. What I'm saying, and I'm inviting you, is to, change, try these strategies and try something, all right? Now, select tasks that yield and finished products. They have to finish. They have to have this this feeling of, competence. I did it. I finished. Okay? Don't leave every single task or every single exercise for the following day. Look at this. Typical in a classroom. When I say challenging, I'm not saying, okay, these are the alphabets. How do we teach the alphabets normally? Okay, with a song, A, B, C, na, 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 all right? And we sing the song from very little up to cuarto medio. And what happens then? All right, when you say, okay, can you spell your name? And they start C, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E, A, B, and they take a very long time. They don't know the alphabet. What about this? Okay, play tennis in pairs. Okay, play tennis. One is going to start with A and the other B. For instance, A, B, C, D, E, F. This is a little bit more challenging. Now, the same alphabets. You can have the alphabet for 45 minutes, the same alphabet, but now play tennis, but skip one letter. For example, A, C, E, okay, and you skip one. Then, using the same alphabets, okay, start with A and the other one start with Z, and they meet in the middle. A, Z, B, Y, C, X, and they meet in the middle. Okay, another one that you can do with the same alphabets, all right, is to do the same, one here, meet in the middle, and skip two, or skip one. All right, so this way, learning the alphabet, this is just an example of a very simple task. How we can change this simple task and do it a little bit more challenging. All right. Now, with the same alphabet, you can work the whole year. You say, okay, now turn to page 42 and find all the words that start with M or ends with N, or words that, okay, have N in the middle or have N as a second letter, etc., etc. Okay, look at this. This is typical. This is typical, okay, in a book. And tell me, what is the teaching point here? How many people, how many men, how many women, how many children? Oh, there are 4, there is 1, there are... What is the teaching point? You know that. Why don't we change this and do something exotic, more provocative, more challenging, okay? And ask things, very crazy things, why not? Tell me, how many married men are here? And they will say, oh, I don't know. Okay, look at their faces. How many pregnant women are here? It doesn't matter. I mean, tell them any adjective. Any adjective. How many crazy people? How many naughty people? How many happy people? How many sad people? How many, etc., etc., etc. So you are teaching adjectives in a context. You are teaching there are and there is in a very, very challenging way, all right? And I'm sure they will link this crazy adjective, Okay, they will link this with a sentence and they will remember. Instead of saying, my dear students, today there is and there are. There is for ta-ta-ta and there are for plural. It's not meaningful for them. No, it's not. All right? So this is another example of a challenging activity. Another one, this is typical of a book. Okay, making it closed-ended into an open-ended exercise. Every single book has this. Put in the correct past form. She, early, between brackets, leave. So, past form, she left early. Okay, so the students go to the regular verbs, irregular verbs, and see the verb and post that. It's a very mechanic, it's not bad, but let's do something a little bit more challenging with that. Possibility 1. Do it once conventionally, then invite variations. So it says, for instance, finish the sentence any way you like. So she left, you decide. He made, you decide. This is risky. Of course it's risky, okay? But accept, because if you invite them to risk, you have to accept the risk, yes or no? Okay, possibility 2. Delete the verb in parentheses, invite learners to suggest their own. She, early. Okay, without the verb, so they have to think. They have to look at the verbs, and they have to, write a verb which, makes sense. And this is a very nice possibility, and it's in every book. You don't have to prepare anything. All you have to do is to invite them to risk. Look at this comparison. Okay, there are lots of dogs there. Moritz, Max, Pochi, Mitzi, Patsy, Foxy. Okay, they're comparing. We can compare, Moritz is taller than Max, Pochi is is smaller than Mitzi, Patsy is smaller than Foxy, Foxy is bigger, fatter than Patsy, and that's it. But I'm going to give you this picture, and I'm going to dictate certain sentences, all right? And what you have to do is to see who is who. Mitzi is taller than both Patsy and Moritz. Patsy is darker than Max. Foxy is darker and taller than both Max and Moritz. Pochi is taller than Max and fatter than Mitzi. Moritz is longer than Max. What you have to do, depending on your students, you can dictate these sentences if they have very good command of the language. If they don't have enough English, you can write it on the board, or you can give them these sentences and they can work in pairs. Because what I want them to do is to think a little bit, to apply, all right, and to talk in pairs. So they can do it in pairs, why not? Okay, have you done it? 5 minutes? Okay, enough time. This is the answer. Mitzi, Moritz, Max, Foxy, Patsy, Pochi. So you give them enough time to think, okay, and then you give them the answer. All right, this is another way of doing things in a different way. Now, maintaining, how to maintain motivation? We have to help them diminish language anxiety. Again, anxiety is mentioned all the time because I think is the problem. We, and I say we because I face the same problem, okay? I used to face, now I'm risky. I'm talking in English. It doesn't matter if I make mistakes. I need to talk in English. I need to practice, okay? And I need to to show my students that they can. Now, so